Imagine a war where the entire world is on fire, millions of lives lost, and it all started with a single gunshot. This is the story of World War I, a brutal conflict that lasted from 1914 to 1918 and changed the course of history forever. It all began on June 28, 1914, when Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria was assassinated in Serbia. At first, it seemed like a political incident, but Europe was already divided into powerful alliances. On one side, Germany and Austria-Hungary. On the other, Britain, France, and Russia. One declaration of war triggered another, and soon the entire world was pulled into a massive conflict. One of the most horrifying aspects of World War I was trench warfare. Soldiers lived in deep trenches, surrounded by mud, rain, disease, and constant fear. Machine guns, poison gas, and heavy artillery were used on a massive scale for the first time. Thousands died every day for just a few meters of land. This was not a fast war. It was slow, painful, and devastating. World War I marked the beginning of modern warfare. Tanks were introduced for the first time. Airplanes were used for spying and bombing. Submarines brought destruction beneath the seas. War was no longer just about soldiers. It had become a battle of technology. In 1917, the United States entered the war with fresh troops and resources. The Allied forces gained strength. By 1918, Germany was exhausted and forced to surrender. The war finally came to an end, but its consequences were far from over. More than 10 million soldiers lost their lives, and the world was never the same again. World War I was meant to be the war to end all wars. But just 20 years later, an even deadlier conflict began. World War II. If you want to explore more powerful stories from history, subscribe to Combat History.